All right, it's week 5 of the 2024 fantasy football season, and we've all been riding the roller coaster that is fantasy kickers. But we're going to get you right this week, give you your must-start kickers and streams for week 5. Let's hop into it. Okay, my first up, Steelers kicker Chris Boswell Sunday night against the Cowboys. Boswell, kicker number 2 on the year, but still only 35% rostered. Now, he had that monster week 1 performance, and he's come down the last 3 weeks, but he's been really consistent. 11 of 12 on field goals, 5 of 6 from 50 plus. So it was only missed on the air from 50 plus, but 5 makes. That's what you want to see. You want to see a guy that can get you those big 50 yarders, get you those bonus points if you're looking to maximize your kicker potential. And the Cowboys defense is not the Cowboys defense we've seen under Dan Quinn. Really bad so far under Mike Zimmer. 27th in scoring defense, and that's after a good performance, relatively speaking, against the Giants. They kept the Giants out of the end zone, but the Giants kicked 1,000,000 field goals last Thursday, and that's what we want to see. And we saw an improvement in the Steelers' offense against the Colts. Justin Fields was able to move the ball. I know the Colts isn't a very good run defense, but we saw a lot more out of this offense than we had seen in the first 2-3 weeks of the season. So I think Boswell's in for a really nice night. It's going to be tough in the weather conditions, but Boswell does have great experience kicking in that stadium. 51 and rainy isn't super ideal, but that could turn it into an ugly game, keeping the Steelers out of the end zone and making them settle for those field goals. Because, hey, if they're kicking 1,035-yard field goals, we'll take that every day and twice on Sundays. Okay, how about Ravens kicker Justin Tucker at the Bengals? Now, he's 98% rostered, so probably hard for you to find out there. And I know some of you Justin Tucker owners are wanting to give up. Is he washed? Is it done? I don't know. Tucker, down year for him. Only kicker 25 on the year so far, but he's 5 of 8 on field goals, but he's 0 for 2 from 50 plus. Here's the big thing. The Bengals defense is atrocious, awful. Also 27th in scoring defense, tied with the Cowboys' bad defense this year. And the weather's going to be awesome. 79 degrees in Cincinnati. It's going to be nice. It's going to be comfortable. And we've seen this Ravens offense look really good the last 2 weeks, moving the football up and down the field. Now, they did end up scoring more touchdowns than you'd like to if you're going to go with a kicker. But, I will say, the Bengals division game, they tend to maybe, you kick the field goals, you want to get points. I don't see the Ravens being hyper aggressive against a team like the Bengals that can score points. You want to be able to keep up with them. Your defense isn't the best. I know the Ravens defense looked good against Buffalo, but the Ravens secondary for a majority of this year has been really bad, and the Bengals offense is humming. They're going to move the football, no problem. They're going to score points. So the Ravens are going to have to keep up with that. They're going to kick the field goals. They're not going to get ultra aggressive on 4th downs. And I still believe in Tucker. Maybe not from that 50 plus range, but I still think Justin Tucker is going to be a reliable kicker for you for the rest of the season. We're going to have to temper expectations for what his ceiling is. Maybe we're not going to see those 20-point performances or those 18-point performances anymore. But 12 points, I'll take that for my kicker. 12 to 14, that's an awesome day for me if I got a kicker on my fantasy team. So I'm riding with Tucker again on the road in Cincinnati. And if you can't quit Justin Tucker and still believe in him like I do, head on over to Underdog. Justin Tucker over 1.5 field goals made Sunday against the Bengals. And when you sign up using code THECATCH, you get your free pick of the week. Kirk Cousins over half a total yard. And if you're watching this video after Thursday, do not worry. We have Dak Prescott on Sunday Night Football over half a yard. Plus, when you sign up using code THECATCH, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with 50% deposit match. That's code THECATCH. Check out the links down below. All right, how about my guy Austin Seibert versus the Browns? Only 5% rostered on Sleeper, but he's kicker number 6 on the year despite not even playing in week 1. Yes, he didn't even play week 1. Picked up by the Commanders after a dismal performance, and he has been nails for this offense that is now the best offense in football, it looks like. He's 10 for 10 on field goals, perfect on the year. Hasn't attempted a 50-yarder yet, but he has been awesome for them. And this is a Commanders team that has struggled in the red zone this year. 7 field goals against the Giants. Were a little bit more efficient last week against the Cardinals, but still, They score points, 68% scoring drive so far this year for the Commanders. That's like the best in NFL history. Like, we've never seen anything like that over a 4-game stretch. They get into the scoring area, and Austin Seibert punches it through the uprights. And the Browns defense is not the Browns defense. They're 17th on the year in scoring defense. They're also on the road. We know they had the home road issues last year. They were the worst road defense in football last year. And this Commanders team has got maybe the most confidence of any offense in the league. They are moving the football up and down the field. There are no stopping this team. And I don't think this Browns defense is going to slow them down at all. Now, we're still seeing the young Jayden Daniels, struggle with those red zone looks. When the field gets congested, he struggles to put the ball in the end zone like most young quarterbacks do. You end up getting stopped, and you got Dan Quinn, a defensive coach. I've talked about this a lot on these episodes. Defensive head coaches take points. Dan Quinn's going to kick the field goal. No reason to go for the touchdowns. We just want to keep adding up scores, adding up points, keep the confidence on the offense, and we'll let the rest take care of itself, especially with a defense that's kind of like, suspect at times. They were really good against Arizona last week, but they've been pretty suspect and bad most of the year. So he knows the importance of just adding points up on the scoreboard. It's going to be a beautiful day in the nation's capital. 78 degrees, sunny, should be an excellent time. I picked up Seibert myself for my fantasy leagues this week. I picked him up in both of my leagues, so I'm loving what he's going to do for him. All right, a new one for me. How about Patriots kicker Joey Slye versus the Dolphins? Kicker 19 on the year, so nothing too crazy, but 0% rostered on Sleeper. Now, obviously, he's some rostered. I'm assuming it's less than 1%, but basically, he's out there in every single league. I think if you're getting desperate, if none of the guys are available and you need a kicker, I think this is a great option for you this week. He's 8 for 9 on the year, 2 for 2 from 50 plus. But the big thing here is I know the Patriots offense isn't great. They're definitely not scoring touchdowns. So if they can get the ball into field goal range, they're going to kick field goals because they sure as hell aren't scoring any touchdowns. And the Dolphins defense is abysmal, 26 scoring defense on the year. They can't really stop anybody. Another team whose offense also can't move the ball, so it's not like they're going to go on these long sustained drives. The Patriots are going to have a lot of this football. I think they're going to be able to move the ball more effectively than Miami. I think they won't score touchdowns. We're going to see 4, 5 field goals maybe from Slye. 4 field goals and an extra point would be an awesome day for a spot start with a guy like Slye. Weather should be really nice in New England, 68 and partly cloudy. I think if you really need a kicker, this is the ultimate stream option for you because, like I said, 0% rostered. He's totally out there, easy for you to get, and I think he's going to be a very consistent play for you this weekend. Okay, now Seahawks kicker Jason Myers versus the Giants. Kicker 21 on the year, so kind of not where we want it to be, but only 19% rostered. He's out there for you guys in most of your leagues. But the real thing is here, the Seahawks offense. The Seahawks offense looked awesome against Detroit on Monday night. They've been very consistent the last few weeks. Geno Smith is moving the ball up and down the field. They get Kenneth Walker back into the mix, and it's another defensive head coach. McDonald's going to settle for field goals. He's not going to get hyper aggressive and go for it on 4th downs in field goal range. He's going to take the points. Myers been pretty consistent on the year. He's 6 for 8, 2 for 4 on 50 plus. So he's only had those misses from 50 plus yards. So your ultimate ceiling is going to be limited if we're not kicking 50-yard field goals and it's not a reliable ask. But anything inside of 50, he's been money on. We're going to get those points, easy take. And I love what the Seahawks are doing on offense. They're moving the ball well. And the Giants defense is not bad. They're not awful. They're like 13th on the year. So that's kind of also what you want to see in the scoring defense. You either want a really bad defense or a defense that's kind of competent. They're able to move the ball, get it into field goal range, but you can't really get it into the red zone. Giants run defense isn't the best, but it's not abysmal. So they're going to be able to run Kenneth Walker, get into field goal range, and have those stops. The pressure maybe gets to Geno. Offensive line issues there for Seattle. I expect a lot of field goals from them. Riding high. I know they lost the game to the Lions, but this offense had a great game, especially in the second half. I expect that to continue against a team like the Giants. Weather's going to be really nice in Seattle, 69 and sunny, so that's not something you got to worry about, the normal Seattle raininess. I think Myers is a good spot start for you if you need a guy to stream. You aren't looking for something super risky, just a really nice consistent play this weekend. Okay, the ultimate stream option this weekend when everybody zigs, we're gonna zag. Brayden Narveson, Packers kicker against the Rams. Now, everybody got on me last weekend in the comments saying, where's Narveson against the Vikings? Where's Narveson against the Vikings? I said I'm not starting kickers against the Vikings anymore. Missed 2 field goals last weekend. They just got some voodoo about him, but I love it this week. Let's go against the trend here. He's kicker 15 on the year. That's right in the middle. That's not too bad. He's only 16% rostered, 9 for 13 on the year for field goals. Had those 2 misses last week, but they're indoors in LA. It's a much better kicking situation than outdoors at Lambeau. I don't care how nice it is. It's not a great place to kick field goals. And the Rams are awful. The Rams defense is abysmal. Number 31 in scoring defense. And the Packers offense really was humming in the second half when Jordan Love got a little bit more comfortable. Now, the game script said you had to score touchdowns and not kick field goals. They're going to have to kick field goals this week. And I don't expect Narveson to have those misses he had last week. Packers gave him a vote of confidence. He's still their kicker. Seemed like he would be getting cut if it was like, oh man, you missed 2 field goals. We lose a rivalry game at home. That's like a cutting kicker situation. They're going to roll with him. I think you're going to have to grind through some of the ups and downs. They decided to go with him out of camp. I think he has a big week for you. The Rams defense is bad. The Packers offense back to get going, going to move the football up and down the field, and they'll take the points. They're just going to kick the field goals, take the points, maybe not get those touchdowns. They're not going to be hyper aggressive like they had to be in the second half against the Vikings. So I think there's going to be a ton of opportunities. I think it's a great game script for a kicker somehow. And he's out there. If you want to take the risk, I think he has the highest potential to have a monster week for you out there. But there is some risk. Could have a low floor. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's a dismal and he's getting cut on Monday, hanging out, doing fantasy content with us. Who knows? But if you want to go for it, I like Narveson. It's a great matchup with a great offense against a bad defense. And that's going to do it for us this week. Let me know in the comments any of the questions you have. I'll be answering them throughout the week. If you got kicker problems, I'm your guy. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the daily fantasy content we have for you guys. Your must-start running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends for every single matchup. Must-target waiver wire guys, boomer bust players for the weekend, our live streams throughout the week answering all of your roster questions. We got it all here on The Catch. Be sure to check out the links down below. Again, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you all tomorrow.